Hello and Happy New Year. I've waited a while to do another lesson for you. We've all gone through quite a bit in 2020. Now we have a fresh new year. And what I did is I just laid out the cards like this, just sort of a random spread. There's been questions about reverse cards and the direction that you read. And so just remember that the person is sitting across from you over there, and it's their hands that are touching the cards. They're actually going to build the tree of life this way, coming towards you. So essentially you're reading upside down. But you know this by now, so you know what to do. So I don't have another person with me, and I am going to just randomly pull a card from anywhere in the deck. So it doesn't have to be top or bottom. I've had so many people wonder about just using the top, which if that's your synchronicity, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. So this is the root of our tree of life, and it doesn't matter, see, if it's right side up or upside down. So I'm going to lay that towards the querent. The querent is the person that's asking the question. I don't even have a question right now. I'm just doing this so you can see how we build our tree from their perspective, well, from your perspective, but how they do it. So let's just get going here. Random from anywhere. Doesn't matter. We're right side up or upside down. Now, we already see red. We see hearts. And we see numbers. I don't really get into the numbers at this point. Roots. Trunk coming towards you this way. So they're sitting there looking at their roots and their trunk because you've told them where to lay the cards. I usually tap and I go 1, 2, 3, because for some reason laying those 3 across gets confusing. They're excited. They're not necessarily listening. And so this is the point where I have to talk a little more slowly. And I even point with my fingers like that to get their attention. So randomly pulling from the deck. 1, 2, 3. Now, I do have people from other countries. I know that some languages go from right to left. English goes from left to right, and the way that we do this spread is from left to right. So you got to remember that they're looking at it this way. So this is left, center, right. So that's why it seems like it's a little upside down. So you still tell them 1, 2, 3, left, center, right. Okay, well, we got some dark cards now. That's good. That's kind of an interesting balance. We still call them masculine and feminine if you want to be attached to those old paradigms. Now, the blossom goes here, and the fruit goes there. So let's do our blossom and our fruit. All right, so this really gives you an idea of a top-heavy spread. Looking at the amount of clubs and spades compared. There's no diamonds here. Sometimes I'll say something like, ooh, let's really focus, or really tap into your higher power. Let's get a really good card for this spirit card. So that's our last one here. Hey, isn't that magic? Okay, so that's when we put the cards away. That's when we don't need any more. All right, let's start at the bottom. I'm going to go kind of fast now. 6 in the roots, 2 parallel rows. It's hearts, that's water, that's cups. That's a nurturing symbol. Sometimes I call it the cattail, kind of cuddly. So the roots are essentially good, but the trunk is very weak. It's only a 2 of cups or a 2 of hearts is sometimes considered sort of playing at it, not being very serious. And considering how heavy all of this is up here, I can see definite weakness on this tree that it literally might just crack. So the roots are okay. It's the trunk that's the issue. We'll call it a general life reading. We won't call it a health reading. That would be kind of a different angle. In the recent past, we have the 3 of spades. And I know some of you switch between if clubs are earth or if this is air, earth. It's up to you, whatever you like. For me, this is air. This has to do with something that was building, something that was coming up that maybe didn't work out. Maybe they weren't terribly serious about it. So it wasn't a big deal, but something moved on in the recent past, something that was talked about that maybe never happened. Here they are in the present moment, and they are in the Seven of Wands. So they feel really creative. They're connecting and communicating with people to try to achieve their goals. So that's good. What's coming now is a little bit more serious. We've got a 5. Remember, that's energies moving forward into the higher realms. It's in the element of air. So it sounds like there's going to be more talking, more communicating, maybe a little bit of spark there to get their project or their goals achieved. But in our blossom, we have the Ace of Spades, and we know that that's a heavy-duty transition, and that's what's blossoming, is a big change. This is sort of a wipeout. This means phoenix rising from the ashes, shedding of the skin. All the leaves have dropped off your tree, and it's time for a completely different perspective and new growth. Not necessarily a physical human death, but a big change. Which moved right up into the fruit, which is the 10 of Wands. So now we have papow, like with this big change, whatever it is, now we have all of this connecting and working and magic being wrought at a very high energy level. And someone from above, or the universe, or spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, says you will prosper. Now we see the diamonds of protection, the diamonds of money. So that tells me that you need to buck up. You need to get stronger. Stop fiddling around. Really network with people of like-minded folk. Get a new project going. Get the wheels turning and drop it. Whatever that crap was that was keeping you behind, let it go, because you are really going to do well at whatever it is. And you're being blessed from above by also being able to earn and be strong.